All right, everybody, welcome to the show. We are live until just about kickoff here on Fantasy Football Today. Welcoming you, I'm Adam Azer with Chris Towers and Frank Stanfield and Heath Cummings. We'll have Dave Richard and Jamie Eisenberg a little bit later. Can we still say Happy Thanksgiving, or has the time passed?
We had this discussion literally just 30 minutes ago. Dave and Brady Quinn and I were having this discussion because Dave said Happy Thanksgiving to Brady. And the answer is no. There's one acceptable thing to say. It's Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays now.
It is the holiday season. Say Happy Holidays, you please, everyone.
You can say Happy Thanksgiving if it's the first time you're seeing someone since Thanksgiving.
What if I'm not going to see somebody until like January?
Tomorrow. I think you got the whole weekend. It's still Thanksgiving weekend. I still think it's okay. Tomorrow would be.
Chris is so mad at me.
It's just like that's just a dumb question. And I don't want to take it seriously because you didn't intend for it to be taken seriously.
We're getting called out here by Tim. All right, Tim, you say we never answer your questions, so I'm going to look for your question.
No, don't know.
Well, he put an LOL at the end. No,
that doesn't count.
Here we go. One running back and one flex for Tim. McCluckin, right? They don't cluck, but kind of a turkey joke. Bijan, Mixon, Connor, McBride. All right, we just need one running back and one flex here.
Bijan and Mixon.
I think I have Connor and Bijan.
Yeah, Bijan and Mixon for me.
Okay. I thought we were going to go Bijan and McBride.
Everybody does have more faith in Bijan than I do. So
you're welcome, Tim. Thank you actually for being here and for asking your questions. McBride or Flowers?
McBride.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to go to Randy's cheeseburger party. Right? I mean, that sounds good. Rather, as we know, Heath, honestly, I'd rather a cheeseburger than a steak.
I mean, that's why. I mean, honestly, like it depends on the mood, but I love a cheeseburger. After this last weekend, I need to not have cheeseburgers for like several months.
I didn't have any cheeseburgers at all this weekend, but
I didn't either. That's not okay. That's not what I mean.
Yes, I was feeling physically ill in the middle of the night on Friday night. Had a full smoked turkey Thanksgiving on Thursday, and then went to my dad's house and he smoked a turkey and had a full smoked turkey Thanksgiving. Yeah, I might not eat today.
I drank about 3 gallons of coquito this weekend, so
nice.
Yeah, I just had my 5th Thanksgiving meal for an early lunch today. Anyway, let's talk about, before we get into some of your questions, please hit the like button if you wouldn't mind. Hit the subscribe button. And we have an interesting YouTube poll that I'll get to in a minute. But let's go over some of the main headlines here. So is anybody downgrading Rachaad White at all as he popped up on the injury report with a knee injury?
I did not.
I think there's a little bit of risk there, but I mean, I'm looking at my rankings, and I've got him 6th among the remaining running backs, and he's right ahead of DeAndre Swift, Saquon Barkley, Isaiah Pacheco. Like, I don't like any of those guys more than him. So, yeah, I'm sticking with Rachaad White where he's at.
I do like Swift over him.
Yeah, I like Swift over him as well, but Rachaad White's still top 10 for me. And I will take him ahead of Kyron.
Yes.
Okay. Jaylen Warren, we just got this report that from Rappaport that Jaylen Warren was going to get more carries, and George Pickens was going to get more targets. So I think more interesting for why don't we just give them the game plan? Give them the playbook for today.
Didn't Ian Rappaport also report this morning that Aaron Rodgers could return to practice this week?
And is next week. So I don't
aiming for week 16 to return to play. And I will just say that I've nothing against Aaron Rodgers for most of his career. I've never been an anti-Aaron Rodgers fan, but if he comes back and saves Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall in the fantasy playoffs, I will become an Aaron Rodgers fan.
You mean Garrett Wilson, but yeah.
Sure.
Okay, I'm trying to see some other big news. I mean, there's not really that much today. Yes, but Jaylen Warren, we're gonna get a lot of Jaylen Warren questions here. So, Frank, you loved Warren last week, and you deserve some kudos for that. Remember those? Did you guys ever have those bars? Those kudos bars? They're like granola bars. They were really good.
I think
you deserve some, Frank.
Yeah, I think you deserve something better than a granola bar, Frank.
Oh, kudos bars were great. Yeah, the ones with the little M&Ms in them. Those were awesome. Yeah, big fan.
What do you think about Warren this week?
I have him at RB23, so he's a low-end RB2. I have him just behind some bigger names that I've downgraded: Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon. We know Mixon with the offense. Not really sure what to expect with Jake Browning. The Raiders likely to be playing from behind. They haven't been throwing the ball to Josh Jacobs either. So I have Warren just behind those guys, but solid low-end RB2.
Yeah, one of the defining features of the Josh McDaniels offense over the years has been, and this really helped Josh Jacobs, was they throw to their running backs at a really high rate on early downs. You know, most teams just throw to their running backs on third down at high rates. And Josh Jacobs has never really played third downs in the Raiders Josh McDaniels era. So he was getting a lot of targets early on. That's dried up. He has 3 targets in 3 games since Josh McDaniels was fired. So yeah, I moved him way down. I do still have Jacobs ahead of Warren, but I don't feel good about it.
I think I am the Jalen Warren guy this week. He is top 20 for me. I would start him over Mixon. I would start him over Jacobs. I would start him over Derrick Henry.
All right. So let's get to your questions now, and we'll fire through them. Warren, Ford, Flowers. Start 1.
Warren.
Yeah, Warren.
I actually have Ford 1 spot higher.
Start 3. Kamara, Taylor, Evans, White, Kyron.
Kamara, Taylor, and
The first 3 for me.
yeah, White versus Evans is going to be close. I do have White ahead of Evans.
Man, it's like a 3-sided coin. So I'll just, can I agree with the group? I'll say Evans.
Okay, there you go. Pick 1 in PPR. Hopkins, Singletary, and Dameon Pierce back this week. Madison, Gabe Davis, Rice likely. That's how I order my burritos.
Singletary.
Rice likely.
Hopkins.
Yeah, I'm going Hopkins.
Yeah, Hopkins. Ooh, yeah. Oof.
Singletary is a tough one to rank this week. Dameon Pierce is back. We don't know how much work he's going to get, but Singletary's been so good recently. That's an enticing game. I'll go with Singletary.
Are enough of the Chiefs wide receivers hurt for Andy Reid to play Rashee Rice on all the snaps?
Let's hope so. Please.
Yeah,
they activated Richie James, so probably not.
Tony and Hardman are averaging 4 targets per game over the past 4 games since Hardman got there. So
that'd be great.
It'd be nice to get another couple of targets to Rashee Rice. He's a wide receiver 3 for me.
Josh Jacobs or Jalen Warren, PPR?
Warren.
Jacobs.
I have Jacobs just ahead.
Come on, Chris. You want to say Warren. You don't want to say Josh Jacobs. You've got a report. You can bump Jalen Warren up based on Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, I don't we're going to get more touches. That's not a report. More touches relative to what? What he got last week? What did he have? 12 last week?
Okay.
Does he have 14 this week?
How many do you need to be better than Josh Jacobs?
I mean, Josh Jacobs might get 22 touches. That's the thing.
I believed that before the Aiden O'Connell takeover and the Josh McDaniels out and the lack of targets. I don't think he's going to get 22 carries against the Chiefs, but he might.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's perfectly reasonable to go with Jalen Warren ahead of him.
Josh Downs, Calvin Ridley, and DJ Moore. We'll do this if it's DJ or Rondale. So pick 2.
If it's TJ, then I'll go with him and Ridley. If it's Rondale, then Downs and Ridley.
Yep.
Very good. Very good.
And if it's Elijah Moore, also Downs and Ridley.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Tight end premium, McBride, Mixon, Jacobs. Start 2.
Sit Jacobs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. And then how about this question? Tight end premium, Jacobs or McBride? Weird to get basically the same question from 2 different people in a tight end premium league. McBride is the answer there.
Jacobs or McBride?
What'd you say?
I get the late change on the comments, so I thought it was another one. It just changed for me.
Oh, sorry. Kyron Williams or Ford, full PPR?
Kyron.
I have Kyron just ahead. I think I'm a little bit more nervous, lower on him than other people. I saw his rushing attempt over under on Sportsbooks was 13.5. Mm-hmm. So that sounds like maybe they're expecting a little bit of a lighter workload than we were used to from Kyron Williams. So I have him more like a low-end RB2.
Why did you get the comments later, Heath?
I don't know.
Are you watching on YouTube or are you watching on our stream?
I'm not. What do you mean?
Are you watching on StreamYard or YouTube?
StreamYard.
No, you should not be getting the comments later. That doesn't make any sense.
It happens every Sunday. Only on Sunday.
Really? Josh Jacobs or Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase. I have officially, Heath, you bullied me into it. I've moved Josh Jacobs below Jalen Warren.
Yes.
Right.
Jamar Chase.
And the one thing about Kyren Williams is like, it's so hard to know how to handle any running back in Los Angeles because like Sean McVay doesn't seem to be able to control himself when it comes to his running backs. He'll talk about like this was a thing when Darrell Henderson was playing like 80% of the snaps early last season. He'd be like, well, we can't keep doing that. And then he'd keep doing it until he got hurt. And with Kyren Williams earlier this year, he was doing the same thing. Well, we can't keep giving him 95% of the snaps. And then they just do it every week. And so it's like there's what Sean McVay wants to do during games. And then there's what he actually does during games. And so I'm guessing Kyren Williams is going to end up playing 70% of the snaps today. And that might be like the floor.
And also 14 carries against the Cardinals might be enough.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
No, this will be good. Okay, go
I
ahead.
have a non-PPR
only
league.
for the audience.
Okay.
Sorry.
I have Mike Evans, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, and Jamar Chase.
Wow.
Yeah, sit Chase.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, not even a question.
I can't sit Jamar Chase. I'm sorry.
So you're sitting Tank Dell? Or Mike
either
Evans?
Tank Dell or Mike Evans.
I sit Evans if you're not sitting Chase.
I have Evans and Chase are the two I'm deciding between. I think I'm going to sit Chase.
Yeah.
I went back. I watched Jake Browning, and I thought he was fine. I just didn't think he threw the ball downfield well. But he was pretty good, I thought, short, intermediate. And I could see Chase getting a lot of targets, hopefully like 7 catches or something. But I don't know that we're going to get a lot of yards. And then the touchdown, that's what you want in a non-PPR league. I'm not sure we're getting that. I don't think Browning's going to be a total disaster, but obviously you got some really good options there.
My concern is we've seen the Steelers pass rush just overwhelm the Bengals at times, and that was the thing with Jake Browning was he didn't do a good job of like keeping his eyes up downfield when he got pressured last week.
You're the one who's starting Chase. You're the one who's starting Chase.
Oh yeah, no, that's I just put Chase in the Garrett Wilson range. Just he's enough of a superhero that he's going to do something superheroic every week to justify starting. That's
all right. Tank Dell or DeAndre Swift in half PPR?
Dell.
Oh, geez. I have them both ranked top 7 at their respective positions, but half PPR, I'll lean with the running back.
Actually,
Yep,
yes,
Swift.
This question is tighter than Dan's mailbag shirts. No, nothing is tighter than that. 6-point rushing, but 4-point passing. Kyler, Fields, or Trevor Lawrence?
I have
Fields for me.
Yeah, Fields.
It's Fields for me as well. I'm glad that somebody else's shirts are getting made fun of on the podcast. That's good.
Your shirt is very interesting. I've never seen you wear a shirt quite like that.
No, this is not the shirt I was talking about. I was talking about the one that's under this shirt, which is the undershirt that I usually wear half the time.
I don't know why you wear that shirt. It is like it's so.
I'll tell you what happens is I have to go, especially on today. I have to go to the show directly afterwards. So I've already gotten my hair done. I've already gotten ready, and so I have my undershirt on, and then I just put the button-up shirt on over it.
Okay, but you can do that. It's not going to mess up your hair if you put the button-down shirt on.
I just don't know, like, why are we making fun of Dan for wearing tight shirts? Like,
I don't
because
know.
he denies it. He denies it. He always says this shirt fits me perfectly. It's like
that's the style. It's like that's just like.
I think we should make fun of Dan for not setting his
just
lineups.
because you guys are old guys. Just because you guys are old and don't have any sense of style whatsoever doesn't mean we have to make fun of Dan.
Yeah, Frank.
Like, you guys have given up. That doesn't mean everyone else has to.
Thielen, Ford, or Stevenson PPR. No Dexter Lawrence for the Giants today. That's one of the bigger defensive.
Thielen. Yeah. Frank Reich's still calling plays, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm taking Thielen in PPR.
All right. McBride or Olave? Olave.
Yeah, Olave. I would feel better about him if Jameis Winston were playing.
Yeah.
Which there aren't a lot of teams. And that's not to say Jameis Winston's better than Derek Carr, though he might be. But Derek Carr is just maybe the worst deep ball thrower in the NFL. He's become much more
last year.
enthusiastic.
It wasn't last year, you know.
He wasn't good. He was enthusiastic about throwing deep, but he wasn't particularly efficient.
Last year, he was pretty good. He had like the
I
most.
think he led the NFL in interceptions on deep passes as well, and his completion percentage wasn't.
They led him in touchdowns. Chris Olave had 94 yards last week. He had 79 of them with Jameis Winston.
And Olave, since entering the NFL, has the worst catch rate on 20-yard passes. I think it's 21%.
All right, it's Olave.
Yeah.
James Cook, Mitchell, or Chandler?
Cook,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Godwin, London, DeVante, PPR.
Boy, we're getting a lot fewer Keaton Mitchell questions than we were last week.
Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin.
I'll take Javante.
Gus Edwards or Ramondre?
Mondre.
I have Ramondre ranked higher.
Yep.
PPR, Flowers, Addison, Gus.
Addison.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was half, I would probably go with Gus, but full PPR, I'll take Addison.
Khalil Herbert or Devin Singletary?
Singletary.
Yep. It's close, but I'll take Singletary.
I would go Herbert.
Ramondre or Rice?
Ramondre.
Muscle.
Ramondre. Okay, I thought that was like a shrimp.
It was like muscle pull PPR.
Muscle. Stevenson, right? Everybody Stevenson?
Yeah, Stevenson for me.
All right. Ramondre or Javante?
Ramondre.
I have Ramondre 2 spots higher. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Stevenson this week. I mean, we don't go into every week really liking Ramondre Stevenson, but this should be a pretty good one.
I don't know. Like when I think he's still a low end number 2 for me.
That offense could be an absolute disaster.
And Zeke might score the touchdown.
I mean,
one of the times where Zeke
be,
scored a touchdown, Ramondre was hurt.
Might be overly optimistic to assume the Patriots are going to score a touchdown.
Yeah, without Dexter Lawrence, it's just an entirely different defense. He's by far their best defensive player. All right, there's a question here from Michael, or a comment. What is so funny?
If it's the zombie apocalypse question, then that's what's so funny. Okay,
that is it. I might choose Adam in a zombie apocalypse because if he turns, he would be the easiest to kill. So I would love Schaefer to come on here and explain this Twitter poll or YouTube poll, as I'm just not really getting it. Which FFT member would you want on your zombie apocalypse team? Azer, Dave, Heath, or Jamie?
Okay, Azer, have you ever seen a zombie movie before?
I have.
Okay, so they group together in teams, and you gotta have some type of skill. So I wanted to see who our audience thought was the most skilled zombie apocalypse.
Who would be the best? Like the best?
I think it's
killer?
Heath by a mile.
That's what the poll is.
100%.
He's got 47% of the vote.
Like Heath,
Wow,
Heath, have you been hunting before?
I have.
That makes sense. The rest of these guys are from the burbs, you know,
Right.
like you've spent a night outdoors.
I've dug a ditch.
There you go.
I go camping 2 to 3 times a year.
Heath just has many more useful life skills.
You think zombies are digging ditches? All they're doing is eating people.
Well,
No, you got to dig the ditch so they fall into the ditch.
Yeah.
Am I a zombie or am I a person?
No, this is a person you're trying to survive. You're paired up with someone.
Okay. So, but
It's
like
obviously
a
Heath.
zombie apocalypse team. I thought we were zombies.
Also, you can't cook outside, so like you're not gonna be very helpful in that regard.
I feel like Adam would be great at setting up like the Home Alone traps, though.
How long would it take Adam to start a fire in the wilderness with no tools?
do I have
Months.
Do I
He died first.
You're waiting for lightning to strike a dry brush.
like rubbing 2 twigs together? All right, thank you. Okay, I think I get it. We're all alive. Everyone else is a zombie. And yet, it was a misleading question. I thought we were all becoming zombies.
To even it out,
It's not a misleading question. Everyone else got it.
to make the poll more even, I should have taken out Heath and added Dan. Then we'd get a decent
Yeah,
poll.
that's a much more difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Dave in that case.
'Cause I'm-
PPR. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Jonathan Taylor or Rachaad White?
Taylor.
Yep.
Rondale Moore or Tyler Boyd?
Ugh.
Don't love either.
Boyd.
So
I'd go-
Michael Wilson is playing, right?
No, I think he's out.
No. Okay, that's
Which is probably worse for Rondiel.
yeah. That's because Dortch was getting all the short area targets last week.
I would
Okay.
rather start Justin Watson than both.
Jonathan Taylor, Gus Edwards, or Kyron Williams. Pick 2 in full PPR.
Sick guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
A.T. Perry or Rashid Shaheed? That is a question that I clicked on the
Shaheed.
wrong one, but
Shaheed.
Yep.
sit 1. Bijan, Cup, or White? Ooh.
Oh.
Oh boy.
I think in full PPR,
I'm
I
sitting
would
Cup.
sit Bijan.
I
And
would sit
at
Bijan.
PPR, I would sit Cup.
We had a question in the chat why I always look so annoyed. And I didn't know that was true, but I bet if you watch FFT Dynasty, I don't. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah, no, I'd like to explore that. What does that mean?
I'm just Chris, do you think I generally look annoyed when we're on FFT Dynasty?
It's just you're doing a different job,
Right.
so like you're a little less natural when you're hosting. You know, it's less in your comfort zone.
I was just gonna say Adam's not there.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we all got what you were
what I
going
was
for.
hearing there.
Yeah.
I inferred. DeVante or Addison, PPR?
Addison.
Javante.
Yeah, I'll take Javante.
Gus Edwards, Zay Flowers, or Josh Downs, PPR?
Oh,
I might have Downs ranked highest of this group.
I'll still take Gus.
I do have Gus just ahead.
I'm gonna go Gus.
Are you guys ranking sorry, not Flowers. Are you ranking Josh Downs as if he were, healthy, basically? Yeah. Okay.
I am.
He practiced the whole week, right?
Not on
Wasn't
the injury report.
Yeah.
They had a
Right.
bye last week.
Okay, but he hasn't been able to get through either of the last 2 games. So, because if he's healthy, then I love him. I think he's gonna be really good. It's the matchup. It's other than the Commanders, it might be the best matchup. Let's see. I'm already starting Tank Dell. Would you start Nico Collins or Christian Kirk?
Kirk.
I would go Collins still.
Yeah, Collins for me. They're both top 15 for me.
One thing I noticed, I hope it doesn't happen again this week. I think there's only been one game for the Jaguars, slightly different here, but I think only one game where both Kirk and Ridley were both good. Ridley's had 4 good games all year, and Kirk's been pretty bad in 3 of them. So it's something to keep an eye on. Gabe Davis, Jalen Warren, or Kareem Hunt?
Jalen Warren.
Warren.
Correct.
Yeah, but I'm starting Gabe Davis.
I think it's a Gabe Davis week, Adam.
Ugh,
I kind of like
You
it.
do.
sure.
Yeah, I do.
This-
I think the Magic 8 Ball's wrong.
Magic 8 Ball? Consult me later. All right, we'll ask after the game. Sit 1 in PPR. Olave, DJ Moore, or Pacheco?
I think I'm sitting Pacheco.
I would sit Olave.
I would also sit Olave.
I would sit DJ Moore. Got a lot of respect. I got a lot of respect for that Vikings defense. I got like all 3 of these guys, though. I really do.
Okay.
Who would be the first to die? Is that
I think it comes down to it's Dan or Azer, I think.
I'm faster than him.
Well, you have no reason to believe that. You have this imagination about your
Yeah.
speed that is you've not
Like-
run in a decade.
Dan goes to the gym, right? Like he works out. He
does all right.
does some physical activity in his life.
Yeah.
I'm
You think-
faster than him. I will race him.
When was the last time your heart rate got over 150, Adam?
How about this? I was watching this episode last night because I choose not to run. That's like a great Seinfeld episode on last night. Anyway, was there a question here? Evans or DJ and Cook? You don't remember that episode where Jerry cheated in high school at a race and the guy who he beat is challenging him? All right, whatever. Evans or DJ Moore and Cook or Javante?
Well, you didn't do the Seinfeld voice. That's why we didn't get it.
was good.
Evans and Javante.
Yeah.
DJ and Cook.
Evans and Javante.
Cook, by the way, facing the Eagles without Milton Williams. This year, the Eagles are allowing 3.2 yards per carry with Williams on the field, 4.5 yards per carry to running backs. These are 2 running backs with him off the field. He's out with a concussion.
When you went and played basketball, and I'm still looking for the video evidence, but did you ever run and dribble at the same time? Like, were you just like going down the court, running and dribble, like shooting layups?
Of course.
Okay, good.
What kind of a question is that?
I mean, of course.
I am not that bad at basketball. I'm really not. You'd be surprised.
I would. We all would.
Keaton Mitchell or Ty Chandler, PPR and half PPR.
I think I'd go Mitchell.
I don't know how you guys feel about this, but this sounds like he has two different leagues where he's making the same choice. I would definitely
just split them, yeah.
I would 100% split them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would just go with Chandler, but yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, I'd probably go Chandler in full and Keaton in half. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Hawkinson or Kincaid?
Hawkinson.
Hawk.
Yep.
Hunt or Herbert?
I would go Herbert.
Hunt.
I'm going to go Herbert.
Yeah. I have Herbert one spot higher.
All right. Well, the Broncos have just a pathetic run defense. Sit one. Pittman, Olave, Cup, or Nakua?
Olave. Which means you have 4 top 15 wide receivers for me.
Yeah.
It's Olave. I'm pretty nervous about Cup, but it's Olave.
Yep, I agree.
By the way, maybe I should be giving Khalil Herbert a little more credit. He's pretty good without Foreman there.
Yeah.
But the Vikings run defense.
The purple people eaters.
Yeah. They have a good defense.
Yeah.
Godwin, Downs, or Johnson, half PPR.
We're assuming that's DeVante, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna gamble on Josh Downs here.
Yeah, I like that.
Johnson for me.
I have Johnson ranked highest by a few spots, but I don't feel super confident in any of them.
I'm super confident that this day will never come. Eating Brussels sprouts while getting lines. They're certainly not limes, but lines shaved in my head. The second part I do. Sit one in half PPR. Olave, Kirk, Nico.
Brussels sprouts are really good.
What the second part you would do? What's the circumstances in which you would, like, if we had a show and you said if people donate, I'll do this?
Yeah, like
you would do it then.
If you agreed to do it,
I was
then you would do it
during Draftathon, but I was told no, and I'll do it now. Next Draftathon.
Who told you no?
I needed my wife to do it. She was on the phone and an important phone call.
You didn't need your wife to do it.
How am I going to shave 3 lines in my head?
It'd be really
the same way Jamie did?
Jamie went to a person who did it. I don't think Jamie did it by himself.
I'm very skeptical that Jamie went to a barber and asked them to shave lines into his head.
I think he was just getting his hair cut, and he asked her, "Hey, can you shave 3 lines in my sideburns, basically, or like over here?" Who are we sitting here? I'm sitting Nico Collins. No, I'm sitting.
Yeah, I'm sitting Nico. Yeah,
I'm sitting Kirk.
Yep,
Kirk with 6 or fewer targets, and I think 4 of his last 5 games. Stevenson, Puka, or Kyron?
Puka.
Yeah, he's ranked highest.
Yep.
I'd pick Dan. He would just tell terrible jokes in the song. Yeah, that's good. PPR, Javante or Warren?
Warren.
Oh, no.
By the way, Chris and I are in a extremely important matchup in the FFT league this week. Chris, coming for you. Started Christian Watson, boy.
All right.
And Brock Purdy.
Why is this one important?
I'm 5-6, but
it's important for, I'm 4-7, so it's not really.
All right, so then why don't you just bench your good player?
That's not how it works.
In FFT,
yeah, you're
playing George.
Magazine League. Okay, never mind. I didn't start Christian Watson against you, boy. All right. Anyway, Warren. Okay. I haven't seen Dave in so long. This is going to be weird. Dobbs or Herbert?
Dobbs.
Herbert for me.
Herbert. No, Dobbs. I have Dobbs ranked higher.
DeVito, Browning, or Pickett? Browning. Right?
Oh, geez.
I do have Browning 28, Pickett 29, DeVito 31. Love your options.
Yeah, I think Browning is my favorite.
Yeah, I have him just ahead of DeVito.
Let's go, Patriots. Big win for the Patriots today. Let's do it. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. It is noon, and we have another 55 minutes or so of fantasy football today. If you're enjoying the show, hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends. I got 2,300 people in here. How many likes do we have? 338 likes. That's not enough. I'm going to hit like right
400.
now.
By the way, are we all still live
higher.
in Scott Fishbowl?
No.
If that is zombie apocalypse, I am still playing.
I am the only person who is not alive, I think, that works for CBS and was in the Scott Fishbowl.
Yikes.
Yeah. Worst Scott Fishbowler at CBS Sports.
Yeah.
Well, it happens.
Clip that.
What's that?
Clip that.
You know what I did wrong?
What?
I drafted Daniel Jones.
I'll do it.
I thought you were going to say you drafted Patrick Mahomes.
I did that too.
Chris Towers for life. All right, Chris.
There you go.
Buddy there. Jamar Chase or Kyron Williams, PPR?
We found the one person. Jamar Chase.
Chase.
Yep.
Ramondre or Warren? Half people.
Warren's closer to a half people than Ramondre is, but I'll go Warren.
Carolina or the Giants today?
That's good for me.
Carolina.
Good luck today, guys.
Thank you, Heath. All right, we're waiting for Dave to join us here.
I will admit when I'm doing Ask FFT on Twitter and I get a DST question, I just don't answer it. Is that okay for me to?
I like DST questions. I'm good.
I don't do DST rankings. Nobody has ever asked me to do DST rankings, so I'm just not going to.
That's a great call.
Yeah,
it's a bad call.
Until I am obligated, until my paycheck depends on it, I'm not going to do DST rankings. That's my official plan.
I mean, I can feel that way about kickers, but DSTs, they're not even hard to rank. I would go with the Giants here, personally.
Yeah.
Even without Dexter Lawrence.
Same.
Heath, you can leave. It's
okay.
Cool. Yeah. McBride or Kelsey? That's Heath will definitely jump out on this one. Kelsey.
Yeah, it's still Kelsey.
Kyler or Herbert?
Herbert one spot higher for me.
I have Kyler a few spots higher.
I'm trying to figure out why everybody likes Fields better than Kyler this week. I think I like Kyler better.
I think Fields is the better runner, and I have not been super impressed. Like, Kyler's been fine throwing the ball, but he hasn't been incredibly good. And I think Fields is just a much more productive runner.
Yeah, I just think that I think Fields has a tougher matchup. Only 3 quarterbacks have been good against the Vikings. They're Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes. And Mahomes wasn't even that good. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm playing the matchup there because I think they're pretty similar on a weekly basis. So
Fields just runs so much, man. Yeah. 18 carries that tied a career high last week.
Yeah, 14 design runs last week, too. That was I think that was partially a matchup thing. The Lions really struggled with him last year, but yeah, he might rush for twice as many yards as Kyler.
Yeah, maybe. Warren or Nico Collins?
Ooh.
Nico Suave. Oh, no one's had. That's a great team name. Nico Suave. I love it.
That's pretty good.
I have Warren ahead of Nico.
Yeah, it's close enough where I'll lean with the running back in this case.
All right, let's pick 2 here. Sit Singletary, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Is Dave back or is he still away?
I love how we're finding this out on the air at like 12:05.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought, yeah. Khalil Herbert or Drake London, PPR?
I would go with, in PPR, I'll take London.
Cook or Keaton Mitchell? Definitely Cook.
Yeah.
Sit 1, Connor, London, Singletary, Shaheed. Ooh.
I guess Shaheed, but it wouldn't surprise me if he has a pretty good game.
You know what? I'm actually totally fine with sitting Singletary here. That offense has been really bad for running backs outside of the last 2 weeks. I expect Pierce, even if Singletary is the lead back, I expect it to be a 1B, 1A situation. So my preference is to avoid the Texans backfield if I can.
I agree with everything you're saying. I still think I'm going to start him over Shaheed just in case these last 2 games really vault him into the 15 carry per week range. Jaguars are a much tougher matchup against the run than the last two teams he faced, the Bengals and the Broncos, I think. But, what do we get? I don't know what to expect from Shaheed. Shaheed played a different role last week when Michael Thomas was out. He basically played the Michael Thomas role, and A.T. Perry was playing the Rashid Shaheed role, which isn't really a bad thing for Shaheed. I mean, he got like 9 targets or something. Maybe I'm talking myself into starting him, but I think it was non-PPR.
I think there's an outside chance Shaheed just establishes himself as a must-start wide receiver down the stretch with Thomas out.
So I wanted to talk about one thing here before we get back to your questions, and that is planning for Week 13. You really need to do that. There are 6 teams on bye. Let me get the list of the teams that are on bye because I don't think it's like the worst. I know the Giants are one of them, for example. But you should get ahead of the game. I don't know if you guys did, but some of the players I picked up this morning. Now, granted, these are all like 3-receiver, 12-team 3-receiver, and a flex league. Davis here. But I picked up Jalen Guyton in a few leagues. I picked up A.T. Perry. I picked up Cade Otton, who's like the only tight end on waivers that seems to have a chance at 8 points without a lucky touchdown. Maybe pick up a DST if you want. The Chargers might be a good one next week. But we've got the Ravens, Bills, Bears, Raiders, Vikings, and Giants. Actually, there's a lot of talent on the waiver wire. So go ahead and take a look, see who's on bye Week 13 in your league, on your team, and try to get ahead of it.
Bills, Bears, Raiders, Vikings, Giants, Ravens.
Yeah, I just said that, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but the Ravens.
I do that all the time, so I won't make fun of you for that. Hey, Dave, what's up?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Happy Thanksgiving. It's still okay to say it. Happy Thanksgiving.
I had a talk with Brady Quinn this morning about whether or not it's still okay to say Happy Thanksgiving. And now might be the time to transition into Happy Holidays.
Yes, that's what Heath said earlier. Yes,
yeah.
But I'm still on Happy Thanksgiving, Dave, even though Christmas Vacation was on TV last night, which sort of is an indication that it's holiday time.
I haven't put my Christmas tree up yet, so it's still Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm not buying that for a little while. Let's see. All right, Dave, welcome back. You can answer this first. How about Najee Harris, Khalil Herbert, Zay Flowers, or Calvin Ridley?
I believe I have Ridley ranked the highest of that bunch. The Texans play a lot of zone coverage. They are selective with how they use the blitz. I think Lawrence will have a little bit more time. I like how the Jaguars deployed Ridley last week. I think he probably has the most upside of this group.
Okay. Everybody agrees. Start Ridley.
Yes.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray?
I will start Lamar over Kyler.
Yeah.
It's a fair question, but Lamar for me.
Rashid Shaheed or Gabe Davis?
Gabe Davis?
That's what Ryan wrote.
You want to give Davis to your waiver wire.
All right, I'm going to ask the 8-ball. Should I start Gabe Davis over Rashid Shaheed? No doubt about it. Don't listen to this.
I would take Shaheed.
Same.
I got a sneaky feeling on Gabe, man. I put a small bet on him to score the first touchdown in that game. Eagles have struggled against wide receivers.
They have. I just don't know how many targets he's going to get. It feels like he's being phased out.
Yeah, no, he's been bad. There's no doubt about it.
He's been playing a lot. It's the weirdest thing. He's playing a ton.
That's always been the Gabe Davis thing. He plays like 95% of the snaps every week. It's just we got the, he didn't have a single catch, but he might have been the most valuable player on our offense quote from their offensive coordinator, which could go either way, I guess.
Pumpkin pie or pecan pie?
Pumpkin pie every time.
Pumpkin over pecan, but I'll take 2 of each.
This won't surprise anybody. I don't know that I've ever had pecan pie.
You don't need to. I don't know that I've had it either. But the idea of eating pecans for dessert is pathetic. Like, do better, people. Like, set yourselves a higher standard for dessert. Pecans? That's a snack. It's a terrible. Keaton Mitchell or Trent Irwin.
Do you think you just take a bite of the pie and get nothing but a bunch of nuts in
kind of. That's kind of my idea of what a pecan pie would taste like.
Yeah, it's like
that's what pecan pie is, Adam.
It's like a curd. Is that the name for it?
If I'm thinking correctly about the last pecan pie
I don't think that's what it's called. There's a term for it.
Now let's
You're gonna make me freaking Google PPR.
All
all right,
I don't know what
Keaton
it's. There's a
Mitchell or
term for
Trenton
it.
Irwin, half PPR.
I think the Keaton Mitchell thing is really interesting because it feels like people are a lot less excited about him this week than they were a week ago. And he got his biggest workload last week, right? I guess he had one fewer carry last week than he did 2 weeks ago. But, like, he was coming off a 4-touch game, and it felt like everybody had him as a top 36 running back, and people were really excited about starting him. Now he's coming off a 9-touch game, and everybody's kind of off him.
But that's because I think that's because last week there was this, he's going to get more work sentiment. And now we saw more work.
He had a season high 37% of the snaps.
But again, we saw what more work looked like, and it wasn't enough.
No.
So
he's a boomer bust play at running back that you might use next week with all those teams on bye.
Mitchell or
No, he's on bye next week.
Mitchell or Trenton Irwin?
Mitchell.
So, like, in that case, it's Mitchell.
Yeah.
All right.
More upside.
Najee Harris or Demario Douglas, half PPR?
Najee.
I'll take Douglas.
I'll take Najee.
Pacheco or Cup?
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
I like Pacheco a lot this week. No Jerick McKinnon. It's a good matchup.
Yeah.
I would take him.
It was a good matchup for Breece Hall. It was a good matchup for Saquon. It was a good matchup for Raheem Mostert. This Raiders defense isn't going to get run over. Pacheco will earn it. And as far as him getting work near the goal line, it's obviously possible with all those pieces missing for Kansas City. But I'm a little nervous to just slam him in as a top 10 running back.
McBride or Kincaid?
The guy who's had at least 10 PPR points in 5 straight weeks, the guy that's got huge upside, it's Dalton Kincaid.
I think they're both top 4 tight ends, but I'll go with Kincaid.
Yep, both are top 5. I have Kincaid one spot higher.
I've got him top 4.
Cup or Dell?
I've got Kupp.
Not me. I'll take Tank Dell.
Yep.
Love the way he's playing right now. Love the synergy with CJ Stroud. He's a must.
Okay. Dave, Zombie Apocalypse Survivor Group Lieutenant. PPR start 1. I'll fill you in. Kyron, Ford, Warren, Cook.
Kyron.
I'm with Chris. Kyron Williams.
So Dave,
Kyron just ahead of Ford.
I'm gonna ask this of everyone when they come on. When was the last time you spent a night outdoors?
Like sleeping out?
Yeah, you spent a night outdoors.
I think it was college. I had a very rough experience. It's
right,
a hilarious story, but I can't say it.
That's my.
I don't even know if I could say like a PG-13 rated version of it.
That's my assumption. Is that Heath is the only one that has camped any time recently.
Correct.
Frank, I don't know if you camp at all. You're a city boy.
I think I camped maybe 5 years ago. Not too long.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Dave, someone asked Schaefer asked in his YouTube poll if you could, which FFT member would you want in your zombie apocalypse survival group?
Oh, it's Heath all the way.
Yeah, he was such a runaway that he was removed from the poll. So now it's Adam, Dave, Jamie, or Dan.
Oh, gosh, it can't be you. It can't be Dan.
Screw you.
Might be me.
I would have voted for you, but Jamie is winning. He's beating you 37%, 29% for you, and Dan and I are tied at 17%. Bijan, Downs.
You're going down with any of the 4 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. So, like, you're not optimistic about your chances.
No. Bijan, Downs, or Collins. And yes, hit that like button.
Thank you for liking our live stream. Bijan Robinson.
I have Bijan ranked highest, yes.
Correct.
Bijan.
Okay. Warren or Kyron, Kincaid or McBride.
These are 2 separate questions, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking Kyron over Jalen.
Yep.
And Kincaid over McBride. I think we're all in agreement on.
Yep.
Especially if it's not full PPR for those tight ends.
All right. How about Cup or Thielen?
I can't trust Adam Thielen. Not over Cup anyway.
I have Cup ahead of Thielen, but both are top 12 for me.
Both are top 20 for me, but I have Cup just ahead.
Derek Carr or Zay Flowers, super flex.
Derek Carr.
Agreed.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. The video is liked. Thank you very much, Trey. Kyron Williams, Christian Kirk, and DJ Moore. We need to sit one.
Ooh.
I'm going to sit Christian Kirk.
I'm sitting Kirk.
I think that's where I'm headed. Is anybody worried about Kyron Williams being in a fitty today? First game back. Royce Freeman ran tough yards well. Could he take some more work than we think off of Kyron's plate?
I think there is a chance that happens. And if you ask Sean McVay, he might say that would be his goal. But as I said earlier, he just can't seem to help himself when he has a running back that he actually likes. Like on the rare occasions, because it hasn't happened too often, but it's like when he has Kyron Williams healthy, when he had Darrell Henderson early last season, those guys tend to play like 80% of the snaps every week. So I'm assuming that's what's going to end up happening with Williams. Whether that's the game plan or not is a different question.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little worried about it. Frank, you're a little worried about it too.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lower on Kyron than it seems like everybody else, but I would still sit Christian Kirk here.
I mean,
where you got him? Where do you have him? Do you have Pacheco? You have Pacheco ahead of him?
I do.
Yeah.
What about like Josh Jacobs?
I have Kyron at 19. He's one spot ahead of Jacobs.
Yeah, I've got Kyron at 16, so I'm not like way ahead of you.
Yeah, I've got him 15.
Okay. And I just set my DFS lineup while you guys were debating that. So thank you.
All right. Let's hear how you're going to lose $9 this week.
This is the part of a season-long FanDuel tournament. So Josh Allen, I got a big Bills stack. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Dalton Kincaid.
Okay, I like it.
Ramondre Stevenson and Jonathan Taylor. My flex is Rachaad White. My DST is the Broncos. And I had to save a little money at my other two receiver spots. So I went with Josh Downs, who I love, and A.T. Perry, $4,700 on FanDuel. And there's my lineup. So go Bills. It's not a great week. Obviously, we had the Thanksgiving. We have 4 games already. We've got Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Justin Fields, and Josh Dobbs not in the main slate. So not a lot of great quarterback options. I don't usually go with the most expensive quarterback, but I did today. All right, Stevenson, Nakua, Adams, or Kincaid?
I can only start one of these guys, huh? I think I've got Nakua at the top of the list.
I think so too. But
Yep.
Lots of great options there.
Yep. Don't dislike any of them. That's for sure.
I don't love Adams, but Stevenson, yeah. Is it Adams?
I think I have Adams higher. Might take Adams.
Then Pua? Then Puka?
Pua.
Sorry about that. Puka.
You've got kids. It's understandable.
You love to see it.
You should hear the things. Oh, wow. Mike Evans or Tank Dell?
I've got a 19-year-old and a 6-year-old. You should hear those things. I like Dell over Evans, I think.
Wow, that just made me feel really old.
What?
Dave,
How old your kids are?
Dave started,
yeah.
Man.
How old were you when you had your first kid?
I'd have to do the math. 2004. I was born 20. I was almost 28.
I think if you just did how old you were now and subtracted 19,
Yeah.
it probably would have been easy.
No, because my son's birthday is 2 weeks before mine. So technically I was 27 and 50.
Now, you started young. People have kids so late these days. All right. Let's see. Did we answer this? I know Dave did.
It's Tank for me, one spot higher.
It's Evans for me.
Josh Jacobs or DJ Moore, half PPR?
DJ Moore.
Correct.
Everybody's double checking the rankings. I'd love to hear an argument for Jacobs.
You're not gonna hear it from me.
I have more higher, yeah.
It's a consensus.
I'm taking Dave for Zombie Apocalypse. No real reason. Just seems like the bite the kneecap type. Kyron or actually, those would be the zombies, actually. Kyron or Warren. And would you rather stash Rashawn Johnson or Khalil Shakir?
We can outsmart the zombies.
Among the non-Heath group, I think I'd take Dave just because he's biggest.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to get a little muscle out there.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
Of course, I'm the fastest, as we already determined.
Oh, I'm the slowest, so that's a big problem.
Yeah, but zombies walk. You just got to maintain a leisurely pace, not trip.
I'm going with Kyron Williams, and I'd stash Rashawn Johnson, I guess.
Yeah, you always want to stash running backs this time of year. It's
Absolutely.
not as exciting to stash receivers.
I think Roschon Johnson's pretty useless, though. He's clearly third. They have a bye week next week. So
yeah, but so does Shakir.
Yeah, I wouldn't stash either of them. I'd stash Dearness Johnson or something like that.
It's a weird stash, but okay.
Really? Don't you think he's a handcuff?
What are you stashing him for? In case ETN gets hurt?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't get a lot of real playing time when ETN's okay.
Oh, well, no, we're not starting Roschon Johnson or Khalil Shakir. I'd start a handcuff with upside. He's not the best handcuff out there. It was just a name that I was thinking, but I don't really think Roschon Johnson's not even a handcuff. He's the third on the depth chart.
Right. Well, but if Foreman is slow to recover from the injury that he's dealing with, and Herbert stinks, much less if he gets hurt, then Roschon's looking at a big workload with an efficiency boost, playing with a quarterback who can run, and the coaching staff really likes him. At least they have said as much since June.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather stash Roschon than Dearness.
I can tell how much they like Roschon Johnson. Khalil Herbert gets hurt, and they take D'Onta Foreman, who had been inactive, and they make him the starter. Like it's just such nonsense.
Wasn't Foreman not 100%? I mean, Roschon not 100%.
Yeah, he had the concussion. He missed the first 2 games.
Back, I think. Okay, sorry, but then he came back and still played behind Foreman. So they just they've never given him. Well, whatever. Topic for another day. Dortch, Bateman, Keaton, Mitchell. We need 2 of them.
Oh, yikes.
I'm sitting Bateman.
I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely agree with the first part of this here from Matt. Gus or Singletary? PPR.
I'm taking Gus.
Same.
Yeah, Gus over Singletary, yep.
James Conner or Jerome Ford?
James Conner.
I have Ford higher this week.
I do too.
Gabe Davis, Papa Douglas, Greg Dortch, face turquoise covering eyes, face turquoise covering eyes. Face turquoise covering eyes.
This is one where I'd just go with Gabe. Oh, Gabe and Douglas.
Douglas for sure. And the only way I'd consider Dortch over Davis is if Hollywood Brown is out.
I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, he's expecting.
I don't think so either. So prepare for GD to get you 4 fantasy points. Congratulations.
You know what? With Gabe Davis, though, he's just that kind of player where when you think you're completely out, he just goes off for a huge game. I can see it happening. So I'm starting him in
two leagues, I think, so let's go. He's our MVS now. What's the question here? Josh Downs or Justin Jefferson / Brandon Powell?
I'd just go with Downs.
It sounds like I think there was a report that said Jefferson is unlikely to play. So
yeah,
it would
make sense. He's talked about how he doesn't feel 100% yet. I don't think they're going to play him until he gets a full practice in. The way he's talked about it, I think it's very unlikely he plays. I'd just go with Downs.
Same.
Okay.
By the way, Lane Johnson is dealing with a groin injury and he's questionable for today's game. He was added to the injury report just now.
Well, the only time he didn't play earlier this year, he left the Jets game early, and Jalen Hurts had one of the worst, probably the worst game he's had in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, maybe. Kyron Williams, DeVante, Joe Mixon, and Fields or Dobbs. The Pastronaut. I love it.
I'm taking the Pastronaut over Fields. I'd rather have the quarterback playing the Bears.
Oh, okay.
Vikings.
Okay,
yeah,
what
I have
about
Dobbs ranked higher than Fields.
I'm sitting Javonte from the running backs.
I'm sitting Javonte as well.
Yeah, I would say Javonte, but I would take Fields.
Pumpkin pie clears easily.
Yes.
Clears easily. What does that mean? Clears.
Wins, I guess.
I think the pumpkin pie over pecan pie.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah. We didn't know what clears meant.
Right.
But it
I
means
mean, I did a lot of clearing after Thanksgiving dinner. I'll just tell you that.
Okay. Start 2. Henry, Swift, White, DeVante.
Ooh.
Well, Henry's the biggest. He needs big points to win. So there's that.
We don't know if it's PPR or not, and that kind of jumbles this a little bit. So
if you look at the word pumpkin pie clears, there's a P, a P, and there's an R in clears.
God,
I'm going with
your logic is amazing.
Best Bell host. You going with who, Chris?
Derrick Henry
And
Rachaad White.
I agree with White. I would take Swift instead of Henry.
Yep.
And that's if it's non-PPR. Or if it's PPR, I think I'm going to go with Smith and White.
I'm going Swift and White, regardless of format.
You maniac.
I don't think I could set a lineup where I'm sitting 2 Eagles in this Eagles-Bills game, you know? But it's tough. It's a tough question. Pittman or Ridley?
Pittman if it's full PPR, which Jeffy says it is.
Pittman!
Correct.
Correct. Mixon, Addison, or Deontay Johnson?
Oh,
I think I have Mixon the highest. I don't love it, but I think that's what I'm doing.
Frank, how about that Knicks game on Friday?
Woo! Let's go. I'm actually going on Tuesday night.
Oh, very nice. For the in-season tournament.
Is that true? Is that one of the games?
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
The Knicks were getting their butts kicked by like 20, and I was like, this team does not look motivated for the fake tournament that they're playing in right now.
That is an in-season tournament group play game.
Yeah. Like, you got to show up for the preliminary rounds of the in-season tournament. Mike Evans or Tank Dell? I think we answered this one. We said Tank Dell.
I would go Evans.
All right, we had 2 Tanks and an Evans.
We did.
Yep. Tank.
Bijan or Warren?
Bijan.
Bijan.
I love that everybody's excited about Jalen Warren. Really am.
Yeah.
Nothing bad has ever, as this year's preseason has proven, nothing bad ever happens when we get excited about the Steelers offense.
I don't want to rush into it too quickly. I know he's put up some huge numbers.
DeVante Smith, Nico
Caution.
DeVante.
Yep.
You have to have, like, Nico's good, but you have to have exceptional options to go away from DeVante Smith with
I
Darius
agree.
out.
Yeah. Please pick 2 in PPR. Warren, Saquon, Kyron, Ford, James Cook.
What's that? What are you doing?
I'm doing the emojis from
The shruggy guys.
So those emojis show up, but the turquoise eye covering.
I don't know what
We
the
get the
turquoise
word.
eye covering is supposed
I
to be.
can't stop doing this until you answer the question.
Oh, we're never answering the question. I think Saquon's got to be in there. I think Kyron Williams has to be the other one.
I think that's the way I would go, but I'm not thrilled about it.
Yeah, I would
forget
go
what
with Saquon
it
and
is.
Kyron. Adam, you kind of look like the guy from The Last Dance.
What's the last dance? Oh.
The security guard at the United Center
Crazy hair?
Oh, Michael Jordan.
with the poodle hair.
Michael Jordan, yeah. I think I forget what the number is. It's something like 13.5 PPR fantasy points. Saquon Barkley has scored that or more in every game this year except the 2 Cowboys games. Just thought that was kind of funny. He's like been really good or really safe every week except for the stupid Cowboys games. Cut 1. Jacobs. Dave cut 1 at dinner on Thanksgiving. Jacobs, Kyron Williams, Rachaad White, and Warren.
That happened before the clearing.
Yeah.
I would cut.
And during.
Oh, boy,
I would cut Warren. Why are you cutting these guys?
Someone did the same thing this morning. I really feel like they mean sit 1.
If they mean sit one, then I feel a lot better about sitting Warren. But if you got to cut one of these guys off your team,
I would sit
makes me
Jacobs.
sad. I'm sad.
I would sit Jacobs. If I had to cut one, I guess it'd be Warren, but you can't. Like, is it a 14 league? What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Cup or Mixon, non-PPR.
Cup. Well, non-PPR. It's
Closer
probably
in non-PPR.
It's probably still Cup.
I think it's still Cup.
I'll take Mixon and non.
Oh,
Rebel.
Pacheco or Stevenson, standard scoring. I love
Not
you.
until you pronounce this person's name.
I love you too, Trixie.
That's not
Yeah,
true.
that actually seems. Yeah.
Jerksy.
Oh, let's go with Trixie. Come on.
There's
I put
no-
a J in
There's
there.
no I.
Pacheco over Stevenson.
Agree. Yeah, I guess.
I like
Yeah.
both a lot, but
I do too.
I like Pacheco more.
I guess. No, I'm going to go with my gut and say, I'm going to say, listen to the other guys because I don't really want to answer.
I do a Pacheco over Stevenson in non-PPR.
Kincaid in the rain. Are we getting bad weather there?
I'll look it up.
Or Evan Ingram. It doesn't matter what the weather is. It's Kincaid.
Well, I mean, what if it's like a massive downpour of lightning?
Look right now.
I got it.
No, I've got it, Dave.
Shut up. Low chance of snow, lake effect snow, 10-mile-an-hour winds.
Kincaid.
It's Kincaid.
Yep, it's still Kincaid.
Jacobs, DeVante, Downs, Connor, Addison, McBride. Only one?
I guess.
I'm going to go.
Go with McBride here.
It's between Jacobs and McBride for me.
Yeah, I think Jacobs probably has a little more upside.
So if Jacobs isn't catching passes, and what do you have, 2 targets last week? Then why is he better
three
than
targets and
Right,
three
but
targets and 3
better
games
than
since
Connor? Why is he better than James Conner?
He's going to touch the ball 20 times, right? Jacobs?
Not necessarily. I mean, if
That's
they
the tough
win,
thing,
they're
yeah.
not going to win. The Chiefs have a bad run defense, but they don't get run on a lot. Because
I don't know if they have a bad run defense.
Well, on a per carry basis, they're dreadful.
Okay. Well, that's over the course of the year.
Well,
Maybe you're right.
it's-
Maybe recently. Sure. Philadelphia had some nice runs against them. But that's a better O-line.
I just like that's the thing. I mean, I feel like right now we have to treat Jacobs ahead of Connor, but one more game where he is completely uninvolved in the passing game, and they're basically the same guy. All right, I'm going Josh Downs. No, I'm going Trey McBride. Bam.
I'm taking Jacobs.
I think I actually have Connor ranked highest.
So we're not helping Mark at all.
Well, Dave, you can pick another one that we haven't said yet.
Let's just start McCaffrey.
Too late. You shouldn't have had him on your bench.
Oh, this is always tough. Who to start with J names? Dobbs or Fields, Cook or Ford?
I have Cook and Dobbs.
I have the complete opposite. Fields and Ford.
Wow.
I am going to have a split of the two of you with Ford and Dobbs.
And I am going to have a moment here where I'm going to ask you to hit like on the video. We have 709 likes. We have 2,600 people watching. Let's get to 1,000 likes in the next 5 minutes by 12:38. 1,000 likes. Please hit that like button. We would greatly appreciate it here.
You want the camping story if we get to 1,000?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's today really the day for it, though, because people need their lineup set.
Yeah.
They don't need to hear about me camping with my fraternity brothers.
No, and we also don't need to hear about a flex STD, but Harris, Chandler, Godwin, or Downs.
Oh.
In standard, I might take Najee here. You're asking this because you don't want to start Najee Harris. So if you just can't stomach it, you can go with Downs. But
I would go
Najee
with
is probably
Godwin.
the one. Over Downs or over Najee too?
Over both.
You love Chris Godwin.
Over Macho
Love him,
Grande?
love him, love him, love him.
All right. Cup or Oh, Frank, what'd you say?
I would go Najee.
I believe Godwin has 8 end zone targets without a touchdown this season. League average on end zone targets is a 36% catch rate, so you would assume he should have 3 touchdowns that he does not have.
1 touchdown, right?
What's that?
Is 1.
He has 0 touchdowns on 8 end zone targets.
Oh, on the actual end zone targets.
And I
Really?
believe
I thought he got 1. Okay.
and I think he has 13. I wrote about this somewhere this week, and I believe he has 13 red zone targets with 1 touchdown.
So I've watched every single one of those end zone targets, maybe not 1, maybe like 7 of 8, and almost all of them are horrible passes. It's amazing how bad the chemistry between Baker Mayfield and Chris Godwin has been. I've noticed that all year, and I've gone back and I've watched, and it's just like, God, he keeps missing him. He's wide open up the sideline for a touchdown. He misses him.
And I just
Your luck should turn in that regard.
yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
How is he better than Josh Downs at this point? Like Josh Downs, 4 healthy games with Gardner Minshew. He's been over 13 points every week. I know he's Chris Godwin, but like it's been a long enough sample this year, or I think I like Downs better.
Well,
I do.
So one of those games was what? 5 catches, 21 yards. One of those games was like a fluky 80-yard touchdown for Downs.
5. So the 5 catch 20-yard must have been when he left with an injury.
He scored a touchdown in that game. That's why it was good.
Right.
Then the other one, he had 125 yards, but it was with like an 80-yard touchdown. Which 80-yard touchdowns happen, but you can't they're not predictive.
Nothing you can say about Josh Downs doesn't apply to Chris Godwin. He's got 3 straight games with single-digit fantasy points.
Sure, he hasn't been good.
Yeah.
Nobody's
I'll
arguing
take
with that.
Downs. Dave's taking Harris. Chris is taking Godwin, and Frank is not taking Chandler.
No, I don't think so. I'm going with Najee.
Okay. Cup or DeVante Smith?
DeVante.
I have Cup.
I have Cup
Can you
ahead.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Not
got
a
you.
little bit. A little bit. You could probably move it a little closer, no? Without
Fine.
not there, Jimmy.
Oh, that's right. We can get it.
What's the difference? There you go.
How's that?
Sound good. You sound good. Nico Collins or Calvin Ridley?
Nico.
Chris or Frank, are you guys by a TV?
No.
What game are we getting on TV in New York? Because I really want to watch this Jaguars Texans game.
Let me check.
Desperately. I know we're obviously getting Giants Patriots, but what's the other option? Hopefully there is one.
Let's look at the guide.
Pacheco or Stevens? Oh, we already did this one from Trixie.
Big matchup between the Steelers and Bengals.
Oh, come on. The
Kenny
Steelers.
Pickett versus Jake Browning.
Come on now. All right, non-PPR.
on.
Olave or Nico Collins?
Olave.
I'd go Olave.
Same.
Correct.
Jalen Warren or Joe Mixon in full PPR?
Warren.
Mixon.
I'm mixing higher.
It's close. I have Mixon just ahead.
Trevor or Dobbs? Oh, thank you, LW, for not missing an episode.
Dobbs.
Dobbs, yeah.
Yeah, I
Dobbs.
think I'm on an island. I have Trevor just ahead.
Ooh, Trevor Island. I read that book. Puka or Dell?
Welcome,
PPR.
Trevor.
No.
Island.
I have Puka, but I assume I'm alone there.
Tank, baby.
If you thought I was making a Treasure Island joke, I kind of was, but I have definitely not ever read Treasure Island. I really have never read any book.
I've been to Treasure Island.
Mostly true. Kincaid. Oh, we did that one. Kincaid is the answer. All right, let's see. Wow,
QB
this is
Dan 77 is Jamie's handle today. Who wants to explain that one?
You know what? You should let Dan tell the story. It's really, he deserves to tell the story, which he did, and it was awful. This is so insulting, Born Blessed. Chris, Frank, you're off the hook. Only Dave and Jamie are allowed to answer. Hopkins, Singletary, or Madison?
Singletary.
I agree.
Bye, Chris.
By the way, going back to that Del Puka question, do you know the last time a wide receiver drafted in the 3rd round or later averaged 15-plus PPR points before this season?
As a rookie?
As a rookie.
Tyreek
You're
Hill.
go back 17 years.
Oh.
You brought the live stream to a standstill with that.
I believe he was a 6th rounder.
I don't know.
He was a tight end in fantasy.
Oh, the guy of the Panthers.
Marquez Colston.
Marquez Colston.
Oh, that guy.
The last time before that, Bob Hayes in 1964.
Was it Bob Hayes?
That's how rare what Tank Dell and Puka Nacua are doing this season.
Why am I so amused by that? I have no idea.
I know, right? Cup or Nacua? Wait, what's your Cup or Nacua? Who do you guys have ranked higher?
Nacua.
I've got Cup one spot higher, but I have zero confidence in it.
I have Cup higher as well.
Yeah.
I'm worried about re-injury.
I have Puka
Sure.
1 spot higher.
Y'all play scared. Please pick 2 in PPR. ETN, Scott White, or Isaiah Pacheco.
Pacheco and White.
I can't get away from Etienne and White. I can't.
Yeah, Etienne and White.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have ETN just ahead of Pacheco, so it's ETN and White for me.
Let's go, ETN. Let's go. Bounce back. Sit 1, Barkley, Mixon, Gus, or Swift. I like that you put a period after Barkley because he's definitely in a different world than the other 3. You're not sitting. Oh, I guess I shouldn't say that about Swift.
Yeah, you could, but I'm sitting
sitting
Mixon.
I'm
I'm
sitting
sitting Gus.
I would
Nick.
say Gus.
CJ or AJ?
Super
Oh,
flex.
Stroud.
Yeah,
Stroud or Brown.
Why would you be sitting AJ Brown as a receiver though?
He has Darius Slayton, Pop Douglas. He's, I don't know. Yeah, don't do it. Cook, Madison, Herbert, or Hunt.
Herbert.
Hunt for me.
I think I have Cook the highest.
Yeah, I would go with Cook.
Mikey
Oh, yeah,
Dalton
Cook over
beats.
Herbert.
All right, Cook. Jamie's on Kareem Hunt Island. Gabe Davis or Rashee Rice?
Rice.
Rice.
Right.
Rice is nice.
I don't know. Frank might say Gabe Davis here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the shot on Gabe.
I regret to inform everyone we have not reached our goal of 1,000 likes by 12:38. I even gave you 3 extra minutes, and we're at 889 likes. Let's
Wow.
get to 1,000 likes. Come on, everybody. You can do it. Bijan Robinson or Travis Etienne?
Robinson.
ETN.
ETN.
Same, I think.
Spears or Mitchell?
Mitchell.
Yeah.
I think Mitchell ahead of Spears. That's fine.
Yeah, just ahead.
Literally one spot ahead for me.
Gus or Jacobs?
Jacobs.
I'll take Gus.
Gus.
Jacobs for me.
Taysom Hill or Trey McBride?
McBride. I like the gut feeling though. Let me just say that if you ever have a gut feeling about somebody on your team, it's your team. Go with the gut. Go with your gut. That's always good life advice.
Go with McBride here, though. I would
All right,
say.
in this case, go with McBride. But normally go with your gut.
Yes. Taysom Hill is my Scott Fishbowl X factor. I could win the whole thing if he just.
He's one of 4 tight ends. I'm still starting.
Yeah, I'm starting 3.
Wow.
All right, let's see. Barkley or Pacheco?
Barkley.
Ooh, what's so funny?
I can't even say it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't mean to laugh.
That's disappointing.
No, I just got the word on QB Dan 77. And Dan now has information on what your AIM names were back in the day.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That was gonna be my guess.
QB Dan 77. It's like he was like, I'm going to tell this story. He had this moment where he realized, not even halfway, almost immediately into the story, that it was a bad story, which happens. I know that feeling. It's a lonely feeling.
And he kept going.
He kept telling it, which you have to keep telling it. Okay.
But did he immediately, caution that it wasn't as good of a story as he first thought it was?
No, he realized as soon as we didn't laugh at all.
But we weren't laughing. Like at the beginning of it, he could just tell no one was engaged. Dave and Jamie, yeah, they do have the same shirt guy. This is like 2 weeks in a row now, I think.
Mine's
No,
in
they're a little
circus
darker.
tent size.
Circus. Warren or James Cook?
Warren.
Yep.
Warren's more fun.
So,
Yeah, I go Cook.
nobody cares about my Milton Williams stat. All right. Nakua, Cup, and Ridley. I need 2.
You're starting with
play the
Rams.
I would go with both Rams.
Rams house.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, or Kyler Murray?
Most annoying
Allen.
PA announcer in the universe is at the Rams house. Allen, Stroud, or Murray? I'm going with Josh Allen.
Man, the most annoying PA announcer. Yo, the Miami Heat guy.
Oh, get out of here. He's
No,
great.
He's bad, but not as bad as the Rams.
Stand up. Yeah, I can't take it.
Every time I'm at a
Singletary-
game
They
and they
went for
say
Nick
2
the other night.
minutes left and it's
Yeah.
not followed by Dos Minutos,
Oh,
a part of me
I-
dies.
I was watching that game after the third quarter. I was like, oh, there's no way they're going to lose this game. And then I turned it back on like with 2 minutes left. And I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, the Knicks Heat game? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if Knicks had made that furious comeback and Butler had hit that 3, I just would forget it.
What
That
a
would-
bad shot it was.
A broken remote. Singletary or Josh Downs, half PPR.
Down.
Yeah, Downs.
I'll take the chance on Singletary keeping a grip on that Texans run game roll.
Did you guys see the Auburn-Alabama game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
That was
Unbelievable.
bonkers.
That Auburn had a 99.9% chance to win on 4th and 31.
I will say, like, a Hail Mary from the 31-yard line, that happens more than once in 1,000 chances, right?
I thought like that's one of the most improbable things I've ever seen. And then I remember the Miami Georgia Tech game, which was 10 times more improbable.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can never gonna top that. Yeah, that was crazy. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Looking forward to next week, the conference championships. Let's see. David Njoku or Trey McBride?
McBride.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's McBride for me.
I think everybody has it in some order. Kelsey, Hawkinson, Kincaid, McBride. So if you have a question about Kincaid or McBride against any other tight end, if it's not Kelsey or Hawkinson, you're starting Kincaid and McBride. They are elite right now. Non-PPR. Oh, I'll ask the other one that I meant to click, and then we'll get to this one. Non-PPR, Ramondre Stevenson or Joe Mixon?
Ramondre.
I think I have Mixon ranked higher.
Ramondre.
I'll take Stevenson.
And then this one, Pacheco, Gus, Henry. Start 2.
Bench Gus.
Pacheco and Henry.
I am benching Gus as well.
What'd you say, Jamie? Best bench Gus?
Yep.
Bench Gus.
Same.
Kyler. Oh. Okay, we'll do this one then. Javonte. Yeah, Javonte there.
Agreed.
Ooh, I like. Oh, God, I keep trying to. We already did this one. Oh, no, we didn't do this one because there's Chandler in there. Go ahead, answer it.
It's Rice. Whenever you put bust as a nickname for somebody when you ask a question, it's probably somebody you shouldn't want to start on your fantasy team. Yeah, go with the bust. Gabe Bust Davis.
I'm trying to find this one about Amari Cooper because there was a really fun typo on it. Oh, here it is. American Cooper or Demario Douglas, half PPR?
Douglas.
Yep, Douglas.
Douglas over that turncoat Cooper.
Cooper.
Ridley or Warren? Oh, jeez.
You did it again.
It's like constant. But what was it? Ridley or Jalen Warren? I think we said Warren, right?
I might go Ridley.
It's Warren for me.
I think I'd go Warren, yeah.
I go Warren too.
What's this one?
Am I insane for starting Justin Watson?
Doesn't say who you're starting him against, so sure, start him.
Sure, this could be the breakout game for a guy who's been in the NFL for 4 years and has never made it, but
it is better than not starting someone.
Agreed.
A desperation flex.
Would you start Justin Watson or Gabe Bust Davis?
Davis.
I would go with Davis.
Watson.
I'm not starting
with Gabe Davis
with a mediocre quarterback. The zombie apocalypse poll is getting pretty interesting. Which FFT member would you want in your zombie apocalypse survival group? Much better phrasing of it, Schaefer. Everyone was so confused earlier. Everyone was. Azer 17%, Dan 15%, so I'm winning that. Dave is almost pulling even here. 32% for Dave, 35% for Jamie. And we have 1,200 votes and only 1,000 likes. So if you click the vote button, you could click like. But we've got 5 minutes left or so to see if Dave can overtake Jamie. Jamie is still the leader to be in the zombie apocalypse survival group with our listeners.
Jamie, when was the last time you went camping?
Never.
Okay.
I've killed
taking Dave then.
I don't know why that's your only criteria for.
I just like it's a baseline. I think like if you have the ability to sleep outside for one night, I'm going to take that.
Well, I know someone who was in a movie that was about zombie rules though.
That's right.
That's true.
It's got the cheat sheet. Would you start Nico or Cooper Kupp?
Cup,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
I think I'm just going to blindly click comments and see what happens.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, right, here we go.
Ooh, it's a 1% lead now for Jamie. Admitting that he had never been camping seems to hurt a little bit. Pick 3 in need a flex in PP3R.
The poll is, so sure.
I'll explain it.
3 receptions, so it really doesn't matter.
Or is that just a typo?
I think I'd go Cooper.
I would take Singletary.
I'm either taking Singletary or Brown. I think I'm going to end up on Singletary.
Brown may not play.
So that's a pretty good reason to take Singletary.
He's expected to play.
I'm taking Devin Singletary.
But Singletary does play at 1 and Brown at 4, so you want to play safe. Deontay Johnson or Kyron Williams? Jamie's still with a 1% lead here.
Kyron.
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 Jamie,
you'll note that Heath isn't in the poll because he ran away in the original version of the poll.
now, Jamie, do you without knowing what it is, do you want to win the poll, or do you think it would be a bad thing to win it?
I don't care.
Oh, boo! Pick Gus Edwards, Derek. We're sitting Gus, right?
Yep.
I can't believe you have 3 sons. You guys never have gone.
Oh no, they go camping every December, but I stay at work.
So the key thing to know is if you're not the winner of the poll, the person who wins the poll ties the other 3 up and leaves them as zombie bait to get ahead. That's the
Okay.
unmentioned
I guess
part.
I'd rather win it.
Yes, you would. It's a good poll to win. I think you still have a very slim lead here. All right, people. Downs or flowers?
I'll take Zay.
Downs.
Zay.
I have this exact question on a team, and I have Downs in there.
I need 2. DeVante Smith, Puka Nacua, Mike Evans, or Michael Pittman.
Evans and Pittman for me.
Yeah, great group to pick from. Is it full PPR? Because if it is, I agree with Jamie. If it is half or non, I will replace Pittman with Smith.
It's Puka and Pittman for me, but they're all top 12.
Yeah, Evans and Pittman for me.
Nose Golf Quest. That sounds like a mini golf course in Alaska.
Dobbs or Stafford? Dobbs.
Dobbs.
Yep.
Fields or Murray?
Fields.
Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yep, just ahead for me.
Gabe Davis or Chris Olave?
Oh,
Chris Olave.
I mean, I've been talking up Davis, but not like this. Come on, Chris
If
Olave.
his name is Chris O, I would take him over Gabe Davis.
Dalton Schultz or Evan Ingram?
Schultz. Schultz.
Great matchup.
Oh, you like Ingram over Schultz?
Yep.
Woo
Matchup.
wee woo.
I'll take Schultz.
I'm taking Schultz.
I have Ingram ahead of Schultz, yes.
Guys.
Non PPR, Ridley or Connor?
Connor.
Calvin.
Ridley.
Dave, Ingram's had 2 very bad matchups in a row. Now he gets a great one.
Yep.
I know.
Why? But I mean, I'd probably go Schultz. But let's see. Sit 1, Jamar Chase, DeVante Smith, and Richie Rich.
Rashi Rice.
One of these things I like
Rashi Riche. I'm sitting Riche.
Yes.
All right, guys. We got 2 minutes left. We're at 1,100 likes. That's great.
Dos minutos.
Well done. Which FFT member would you want in your zombie apocalypse I cannot say that. Survival group? So far, Jamie with a 1% edge on Dave. You still have 2 minutes to vote. Bijan Robinson or Kyron Williams?
Bijan.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Ridley or Warren, Connor or Flowers?
Calvin and Flowers.
Yep, both receivers.
Oh, it's a tie. 34% apiece. Oh, Jamie jumps back in the lead. This is exhilarating. Kincaid or Tyreek Hill? No, Kincaid or Taysom Hill?
Kincaid.
You already put the caveat out there.
Yeah, I did.
What's the caveat?
If it's not Kelsey or Hawkinson, then it's either Kincaid or McBride.
Way to pick the right questions, Adam.
Shakir, Jacoby, Boyd, or Rondale Moore? Oh, I hope you get eaten by zombies, Dave.
I'll take Shakir.
As long as it's quick and painless.
I think that's
maybe
fine.
I'll fall off a building first. I agree. I'll take Shakir.
I'll go with Rondale Moore.
Seconds left before we end the show, and it's 34% for Dave, 34% for Jamie. Shaheed or Ty Chandler, half PPR?
Shaheed.
The next person who takes a lead, I'm declaring the winner. Shaheed. Okay, Rachaad White or Joe Mixon?
White.
White, even in non-PPR.
White.
Ty Chandler or Keaton Mitchell? Yes, I watch Red Zone.
Chandler.
I'll take Chandler.
Yep.
I'll take Mitchell.
McBride, Marquise Brown, or James Cook?
McBride.
Trey
Yeah,
Ball.
I'd go Cook.
McBride
Really?
in full PPR.
We should be done with this, but I'm just waiting for a winner. Dave kills zombies. Herbert or Thielen? Definitely Thielen. All right, I'm fine declaring it a tie. Swift or Pacheco, PPR?
Swift.
Swift.
Last one. Start 2. Henry, Jacobs, or Kyron?
Not Jacobs.
Henry and Kyron.
Yep. Sitting
Not
Jacobs.
Jacobs.
Looks like we have a tie. Well, thank you, everybody. Good luck today. We'll be back to recap the games at about 8 o'clock Eastern, hopefully a little bit sooner than that. We'll go through all the major storylines and injuries, and I'm just killing time, hoping for one more vote to turn things. Dave, 34%, Jamie, 34%, and you guys can both lead the zombie apocalypse survival group. And I will never say those words together again. It did not go well for me. For Jamie, for Frank, for Chris, I'm Adam. Oh, also for Heath and Dave. They're great too. I'm Adam. Good luck in week 12. Talk to you soon, everybody. See ya.